PLC Network here at CES 2025. We are at the Z-Wave Alliance booth that is filled with amazing technology and companies that help bring smart home together and really deliver some really just groundbreaking solutions for the home environment and then some. This is a new company we're speaking with today. This is Trident IoT, and we have DJ and we have Matt here. And this, we just spoke recently with Silicon Labs, not to throw your competition out there, but they had mentioned, they've been the only name in the scene for the longest time. Mm-hmm. Now you guys are moving in to finally give some extra, we'll say, creativity into the mix, some extra brain power, so it's not just one company doing it all, and that's going to really light a fire underneath everything and really help Z-Wave grow even further, even though it's already taken the world, for the most part, it's going to be taking the world soon by storm. So tell us briefly, what is Trident IoT and what are you bringing to the market?
Yeah, so thanks for the introduction, and I guess I'll just start off by saying what we talked about right before this with Silicon Labs and now us in the space. It is competition, but at the same time, it grows the entire pie. Everybody's working together. We're working on new and innovative stuff, as is Silicon Labs. So now that we're in the space, we're all collaborating, competing, and growing the market as a whole.
So compete when necessary, collaborate when possible. That's the way to go.
Exactly.
It's friendly competition.
Exactly.
It's a blast. Yeah. So essentially, Trident IoT came into the space from rather than from the chip perspective, they came from the end device and user perspective.
Okay.
So our team is made up of developers who have made hundreds of sensors, up to 1,000 sensors over their entire career. So we took the end device and went backwards towards the actual chip. So that's what we built our software development kit on. If you want to have reliable timelines from start to finish of a project, excellent RF, so you can attain this 1.5 mile range of Z-Wave, and obviously we offer Zigbee and Matter solutions as well. So Trident IoT brought out our SDK that is going to be fully releasing in March, along with mass production chips. So that's what we're bringing to the market, and we're excited to see it happen.
That sounds very exciting.
That's right.
And can't wait to see more about that as it develops.
Yeah.
And so what do we got going on behind me over here?
So this is our VFAE. Well, we realized as developers that sometimes we have questions that we want to ask a VFAE and it takes too long to go back and forth, but we also don't necessarily trust chatbots that are out there to give reliable information. So we created a chat system, a virtual FAE, that is specific for Z-Wave. It's only loaded with Z-Wave specifications that are authorized and up to date. So we're keeping up to date with current revisions, and we have embedded links to take you to that document. So a developer asks a question, they go, do I believe this? It's an AI giving you an answer, and the link to the specific point in the page of the specification is there for you. Perfect. So it gives some, reassurance to the developer, right?
Cited references, you need that.
You need cited references,
we teach that in school for a reason.
Exactly right. So that's just one of the things that we're trying to do to speed up time. We also have a debugging remote CLI, so we're very excited about this. What it is once we have an ecosystem in the home, let's say there's a problem with the customer, some bulb is offline. A lot of time what happens is the company will send out a truck to go investigate, look at the bulb and see what the problem is, or they have the customer send the bulb back to the lab, and the lab will try to reproduce it themselves. That is almost impossible, right? To try to reproduce a bug that happens in a specific environment almost never works. So what we tried to implement is a remote command line interface. So you can as long as there's an SSH connection, a cloud connection to a panel inside of a house, which usually there is, if they implement our remote CLI, you can now have access to every device on the network, as if you were connected to it with the computer. So these are just part of the features that we want to give to our customers that use our product to enable them to have an easier time developing it. Instead of a year time development, we want to bring it down to 6 months. And then when it's out in the field, we want to give them resources to help debug it. It's not just going to end once we give you the chip. That chip's the first 1%. We're going to help you the next 99% and make sure it's a smooth deal.
Fantastic.
That's right.
So you're new into the Z-Wave industry, but how long do you think it's going to take before we start seeing products bearing this technology?
Well, so I guess I'll start off by saying, although Trident is new in the Z-Wave space, we actually have the founding team who created Z-Wave 20 years ago. It's Peter Shorty and his team in Denmark that are part of our founding group. Yep. So these guys, along with all of our device developers, have been doing it for, I think we celebrated over 120 man years just a few months ago. Nice. So in terms of Z-Wave, we've got the expertise. In terms of the products coming out to market, We've already had a few design wins with friendlies across the board. As we had a reselling deal with Scilabs, we proved our Z-Wave strength there and pre-built in our footprint for our chip. So those products that are going into the field are going to be switched over to Trident chips pretty much immediately as we go into mass production in March.
Oh, that's exciting. So it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
So there is no wait time for this. That's cool. That's actually brilliant. So where would our viewers go if they want to learn more about Trident IoT? That's one of the biggest and most important questions we can possibly ask in this situation.
Yeah, and it's easy enough. It's just www.tridentiot.com.
That's an easy one.
Yeah,
perfect. So you can't mess that one. I don't know. Hopefully, you can't mess that one up. Well, thank you, DJ. Thank you, Matt. This is great. Can't wait to see more about this as everything starts rolling out, and we can't wait to start seeing your faces everywhere now in the future, both here at CES and other events.
We appreciate it.
Thank you
for
much.
stopping
Absolutely.
by.
If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.